Hey pumpkins! Today I am going to do a tarot reading to ask the question, did Carole Baskin kill her husband and feed them to the tigers? The deck I'm using today is the Victorian Art Tarot. It was gifted to me by my dear friend Alyssa, so thank you Alyssa, I love this deck. So, and the spread I'm going to use today is the Celtic Cross Tarot, which is the most common spread in tarot. It's a 10-card spread. So apparently they're going to do a movie on the Tiger King with Nick Cage. I'm really looking forward to it just because it's such brain candy. We've had such a rough time, being in quarantine and everything being closed that, yeah, we need some brain candy. We need some fun. Okay. So with the spread I have here, I'm looking at the answer is no. I don't think that Carole Baskin killed her husband. Yes, I know there was some shady dealing going on. The theory for that actually came from Joe Exotic, and in his music video, that's where that theory originated from, that she killed her husband and fed him to the tigers. However, looking at this, I've got some cards here that could be related to addiction. So I think that what it sounds like to me is that and there's actually quite a few cards about money, so I think that he was killed over some sort of drug deal or some sort of involvement with drug dealers or people who killed him for money because of a drug deal. Do I think that he was using? Unclear, possibly not, but I think that he was involved with people who were dealing drugs, and so that's what I think happened. And the movie does state that he was involved with some gangsters in Costa Rica, so most likely it's looking like they're the ones who are responsible for this, which is, I know, not the juicy answer that everybody wants, because she was portrayed in the light in this documentary to be, a vindictive mastermind. But remember that was done on purpose as the villain to be salacious. It's not necessarily a representation of what was going on in real life. I'm actually really surprised in this spread that the strength card didn't show up, because the strength card almost always has a lion or a tiger, so that would have been neat to see. I do think that an investigation will end up being reopened, but I don't think that there's necessarily going to be an arrest made in the case. I think that Carole has been cleared numerous times of any involvement in the disappearance of her husband. Whoever it was also had a connection to him. Closer to him, so either like a family member or an employee or someone to that effect. I don't think it was Carole, but I know that his secretary was perhaps a suspect. I don't think that she did it, but I think that she knows who did. So I think that it could open up into a greater investigation. Now let's look to see what's going on with the crew at the zoo, because I think that's interesting. There was dealings with they might have opened up another one in the one was in Oklahoma, and there was another one in another state going to open up, and that Jeff guy had it, and all sorts of stuff going on. So let's have a look at that. I'll just do a 4-card spread here. So what it's looking to me is like the zoo itself is going to be completely closed down. Some of the animals are going to end up being euthanized, but in a bizarre turn of events, I think some of them are going to end up with Carole. So I think that there is some hope for the animals, and I think there is some hope for the for the story. I actually do think there's going to be an arrest made in the fire. I think that there actually could be another fire that happens as well. So yeah, be aware of fire or explosion happening soon, and also, yeah, I think there's going to be an arrest in the fire of the barn that killed the alligators. All right. Let's see if anything else is going to come of this. So I've got 3 upright cups and a star. That's interesting. What it looks to me is that the museum under Jeff is going to completely close, and then something else is going to reopen up on that land. With the 4 of Cups here and the 6 of Cups, I think we could actually be looking at some sort of, and the star here, some sort of child-friendly amusement thing, which I think there may be a petting zoo part of it, but less to do with the big cats and the horrific conditions they were living in, and more to do with something that's more family-friendly, more on board, and that's coming from the use of the land. The land was already made famous by this documentary, and now I think that after everything kind of falls apart with Jeff owning it and the guy in the other state and animals being rehomed, I think that this land is going to open up to be something better, and I'm really hoping that this doesn't happen until after the viruses have passed, so that everyone can stay safe. But so it does look like some good is going to come out of this, and it would be lovely if some laws were changed. I'm going to throw a few cards about that. Okay. So I don't think there's going to be any law changes, unfortunately. And I think that's going to come from lobbying. So there's going to be some laws that are going to be put forward based on protecting these animals, and unfortunately through powerful people in powerful places with lots of money, that's not necessarily going to come to fruition. People are going to be thick as thieves and stick together, and that's unfortunate. But I do think that there could be some good that comes of it. I hope that Carole starts paying her employees. But otherwise, I think that she will be cleared of all charges, and that there will be an open investigation that will not come up with any arrests, but will link the deaths to some gang members who were involved in drug dealing. So that is my tarot reading on Carole Baskin and whether or not she killed her husband and fed them to tigers. If there is another celebrity or pop culture topic that you would like me to do a spread on, please let me know in the comments. Please do like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be notified of new videos. It really does help my algorithm. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and don't touch your face. Bye, pumpkins.